Hi, I'm Finley.
And I'm Ella.
And we're from the Santa Barbara Middle School Teen Press. Today we're here with...
Isaac Siegel-Baitner.
And Jacob Siegel-Baitner.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What inspired you to pick up your film, The Video Shop?
When we were little kids, we lived a couple blocks away from the video store, and every Friday night we'd go get a slice of pizza, get a scoop of ice cream at McConnell's, and rent a movie. And that was literally every Friday night from when we were this big to like this big. And when we heard that they were still renting DVDs, have you guys ever rented a DVD before?
I have once before.
Once? Yeah. When we heard that people were still doing it, it kind of blew our minds, and we just wanted to see what was going on in this place that we grew up in.
And what was going on in the place you grew up in?
I think it was pretty cool. We kind of went in expecting it to be like movie nerds like us that were still coming in to rent films, but we had like people on their first date, people who had been coming in every year for 30 years, families with kids coming in to pick out movies. So it was really cool to see almost every slice of Santa Barbara still coming in and trying to find a place to get a story to bring home and share. So it was surprising. It wasn't a dead shop. You still had every aspect of town coming in.
When was the last time you guys went to the video shop?
Unfortunately, to be honest, our laptops don't have DVD drives anymore, so it's like we would love to still go to places like that, but we literally can't watch the films. We shot the film in 2016 over the summer. We spent 5 days in the shop, stopping everybody before they came in and putting microphones on them and asking if we could film them renting a movie. And that was, where we are in Berkeley, there aren't any video shops anymore. So it was fun to come back and relive a little bit of that, and hopefully it lives on in the film.
If you could give us one homework assignment, what would it be?
Homework assignments. I think one thing we realized that you don't have anymore when you're renting movies on Netflix or Hulu is when you watch a movie, if you don't like it, you can just close it and pick another one. Whereas when you used to rent a movie, you had to finish it because that was the only movie you had at home, even if it was horrible. We rented plenty of really bad movies when we were kids. But I think sometimes you might find something in that story that you weren't expecting, even if it's really bad. Like 90% of the movie could be horrible, but there might be that 10% that jogs something in your mind or your imagination. So I would say when you watch a movie, try to watch it all the way to the end.
And I would say, ask your parents what their favorite movie was when they were your age. And bear with them, it might be a really bad movie, but it might be something really cool that's different than what you guys are watching these days.
Hey, thank you for talking with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Really appreciate it. Do you have any more questions? I do.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Tell us a little bit about the man who owns the video shop.
Yeah, Bill was the guy that owned the video shop when we were filming there, and he is just like an enigma of a man. It's hard to understand. You hear one thing about him, you hear another thing about him, and you're just confused about who he is. He's a big dude with a big beard that's kind of a little scary when you walk in the shop at first, but then when you get talking to him, he's just like the biggest sweetheart. Like, he loves like Pixar movies, and he's just like a gentle giant. I would say, yeah, I love Bill. I was on the phone with him yesterday, and it was just supposed to be a 5-minute conversation, and like 40 minutes later I said bye to him.
Yeah, Bill he liked everything from like Downton Abbey and British period dramas to like slasher horror movies, and I think that was really cool, is you could go in and talk to him, and no matter who you were, he could give you a movie to watch. He knew they had like 20,000 titles in the shop, and he could find a movie for everybody. And we're filmmakers, and I couldn't do that, so I thought that was pretty cool.
If you could recommend one movie for 12 to 13-year-olds, what would it be?
Oh gosh.
That's a good question. That
No
is a
pressure.
good question. The last Toy Story movie made me cry a lot. I was on a plane, but I think that was one of the most touching movies about growing up, which is I think a really interesting thing to watch when you're in junior high.
Okay, we're going to go with coming-of-age movies. There's a movie called Stand By Me that was definitely made, I think, before we were born. It's just like a classic story of kids going on an adventure. I won't say what they're going to find because that's part of the mystery of the movie, but it's a really cool, just like this is what happens when you get to run away from home and go after something. So yeah, stand by.
Very intriguing. Thank you again for taking the time to be with us. Again, more handshakes. More handshakes.